So we all know the Irish justice system is rotten to the core. If you didn't pay your TV license, you'd be hauled into the court and sent to prison. But if you're a predator, let's call it as it is. If you're a predator that pursues children, take for example, and has indecent images of children, etc., and get caught, you would think you'd go to prison for a long, long time, and you wouldn't see the light of day for a few years, a good few years. Well, unfortunately, the Irish justice system thinks differently. We all the time, every day of the week nearly at this stage, Judge Nolan in the High Court letting people off left, right and centre. And take for example the recent case, it was a man, he was only in the early 20s, but he had indecent images of children, or he said indecent images of inappropriate images too, to children. And the Judge Nolan said young people can do horrid, stupid things, pretty much. That was then they give him a fully suspended sentence, 2 years suspended sentence. What that means basically, he doesn't have to spend a day in prison. And even though 2 years is not much, 2 years is not much. It should be what it would really teach him manners. If it was 12 to 15 years, that would teach him a lesson. He get out and when he's 30 or 40, half of his life in prison. That's what it should be. But again, this fellow was let off scot whole. And there's many cases like it. There was a former department, I think one person in the department, a government department was caught. This is last year, was caught with child indecent images. And he got off. He got off scot-free. Fully suspended sentences all around. Like, at this point we need to look into this Judge Nolan. The justice system should be looking into him and seeing does he have any association with any groups or anything. Because to be totally honest, there's too many to be a coincidence at this point. Because literally every week, this carry on every day. And the Irish public is sick of it. Because that's what jail is for, to teach people manners and to teach people some kind of respect. For law and order, for society, and not for anything else, for society, particularly young people and our children, etc. Anything to do with a child is serious, and we should be very tough, because that's the only way that these people that are predators are going to learn. If society is very tough on them, and it's are not going to give them any sympathy whatsoever, and that's what it should be as a society. I'm sure you would agree, and everybody would agree. Any sane-minded individual on this planet would say society should hit them hard, extremely hard, and let them learn a lesson. And that's what it should be. And the judges are the front and centre, because the Irish public can't do it. We do have a say in it. But the Irish public overwhelmingly would say any predators, etc., there should be no mercy shown to them in any regard. And so they should, and I'm sure everybody agree with that. But again, these judges, and it's not even Judge Nolan, Judge Nolan's a perfect example of it, but nearly judges in the district courts, etc., letting people off who are evil people. There's even an individual I've heard of, there's 108 cases against him. He was convicted of 108 times, and he's getting a fully suspended sentence again for his latest offence. That was down the country somewhere. But imagine, and he's only about maybe 30, and he's 108 convictions. Like, are we serious as a country? Are we really, really serious? And I know it's not to do with this now, I don't want to conflate that. But just in general too, is the judge really serious sitting there saying in the court, oh, he has 108 convictions, What about maybe one conviction for breaking a traffic law, right? Like 108. You don't mean to tell me he should be probably never getting out of prison because he's a stain on society. Let's put it that way. That's the nicest possible way to put it. He's a stain on society. He's no addition to society or Irish society, and shouldn't be, and therefore shouldn't be let out to cause trouble in Irish society. But again, the justice system's totally wrong, and particularly in this case, as I say, children. It's very. Extreme things, as I say, inappropriate images of children or sending inappropriate messages to young children. It's extremely inappropriate, I'm sure you would agree. And the only way to meet them, and the only way to solve it, if you hit them very hard, give them 50-year prison sentences, make sure anybody who does this kind of thing knows that if you do this kind of thing, you're never going to see the light of day. We're going to put you in prison for a few years, or 30 years, and we teach you some manners. When they miss half of their life and to get out when they're 70 or 80 or when they're in their 90s maybe if they're alive. But that's what I'm saying, the justice system, and the same with everything in Ireland, the majority of serious crimes, whatever about breaking a traffic light, something like that, it's only a minor thing really in regards, as long as it didn't cause a traffic accident. But in terms of these, and particularly murder, obviously it should be life sentences, no doubt about that. But particularly armed robbery, etc., the country is too soft. We're too soft. We're far too soft as a society on crime. We're basically and the country's rapid with crime, and that's because society is too soft on crime. We shouldn't be letting these people off. It's simple as that. But whatever about not paying your TV license, that's in the end of the day that's a civil matter. That should be up to OT to pursue instead of the court system to pursue. It's a civil matter. Let them deal with it. instead of being hauled into the courts, etc., etc. Because the courts should be wary about these evil deeds, people with indecent images, murder, manslaughter, other things, crimes, robbery, etc., etc. But that's the way I see it. But I do think we should be questioning why Judge Noel is not in the prison cell himself. Because, at this point there should really be, because it's not acceptable. And I'm sure the majority of Irish people's minds too. It's not acceptable that the sitting judge that's getting paid maybe 100,000 or so a year. Who knows how much a judge is getting paid and how much he's getting paid. Judge Nolan, he could be getting 100,000. He get a big pension anyway when he retires. But I couldn't sit there. To be told, I'm just speaking to myself. I couldn't sit there and listen to a person like that dribble in the course. First of all, and I couldn't. I wouldn't give him a fully any of these evil people a fully suspended sentence. Couldn't do it. Simple as that. But these judges don't care. They seem to have no empathy, no emotions. They just don't care. As long as they get the paycheck, that's the only thing that matters to them. And we need judges to care. They care about things, because the judges we have at the moment don't give a shit. Simple as that. And Judge Nolan is plain and simple. Doesn't give a shit. If you don't pay your TV license, you're in trouble there. But if you do anything else, you're okay. As long as you don't upset RTE, etc., etc. Because that's the unfortunately, and again, I wish I didn't have to sit here and say that, but that's the justice system we live in. It's simple as that. But let me know what you think. Subscribe for more, and bye.